What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today, I wanted to talk about the importance of paying yourself. A couple of different ways you can go about doing so. And one of the main reasons I'm paying myself, something that I'm saving up for, hopefully plan on taking action in the next 2 to 5 years. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Subscribe to my second channel for weekly videos. Get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. Come and join us in the VIP club for giveaways, live streams, deal alerts, and a whole lot more. And of course, make sure to go and get your up to 12 free fractional shares by downloading Webull and funding your account. For every friend you refer, they're going to give you all the way up to 100 free fractional shares by August 15th. Everything will be linked in the description. So today, I wanted to start off by talking about the importance of paying yourself. Now, when you hear the term pay yourself, some people say pay yourself first, some people say just pay yourself in general, or however you want to look at it. Paying yourself is typically viewed as something that only people that are already way up there can do. The people who own businesses, have massive investment portfolios, the real estate kings. No. Well, yes, but it also applies for the rest of us as well. It applies to regular average Joes. I'm a regular average Joe. I make videos for the regular average Joe. Chances are you're a regular average Joe, working a regular job, making a regular income, living a regular life. We can pay ourselves too. Granted, we might not be able to pay ourselves tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars or anything like that, but at the end of every single month, and this is why budgeting is so important, you got to figure out exactly how much money you have coming in and how much money you have to put out. Of the money that's left over after you take care of all the financial obligations, all of the responsibilities, after rent is taken care of, food has been purchased, you gassed up the car, insurance is covered, you paid your phone bill, all of that. Once all of that is taken care of, whatever you have left over, I don't care if it's $50, it could be $50, it could be $1,000, it doesn't matter. Whatever you have left over at the end of the month is what you can use to pay yourself. Now, in theory, you could just hold on to the cash. You could stick it in a savings account if that's what you'd like. In my opinion, I don't think that's really paying yourself. That's kind of robbing yourself, in my opinion, because, you know, with 9.1% inflation at least, you can, in theory, put it in a savings account. I wouldn't do that, though. I would use that currency to either start buying assets or save up to buy an asset. There's nothing wrong with saving to invest. If you're saving just to save, in my opinion, I think you're making a catastrophic mistake. But there are a couple of different ways you can go about paying yourself. And I hope everybody understands just how important this is. Because if you don't pay yourself, nobody else will. Now, your boss will, but your boss is going to stop paying the second you stop selling them your time. So, if you look at it from that angle, you'll probably start to understand just how important it really is to pay yourself and take matters into your own hands. So one way you can go about doing this, you can go and get yourself some metals. That's a good way of paying yourself in the short term, which I'll get into in just 1 minute, because that's very important. But first, I wanted to talk about paying your future self, buying assets now and having that delayed gratification, delaying the income. The income can come later. So a lot of people do this by buying different types of assets. I'll use, stocks and real estate and whatnot as an example. People start buying in now, and they let that snowball start to build. They let that snowball grow. The compound effect kicks in. They make monthly contributions or daily contributions, weekly contributions, or who knows, maybe even yearly contributions. And they keep chipping away at the ultimate goal. And you can do this with, well, real estate's a little bit tricky because you need to have a lot of capital up front just to get your foot in the door, which is why a lot of people get started with stocks. Now, I'm not going to go on a whole spiel about stocks. It's for some people and it's not for others. I understand that, but a lot of people out there understand the power of the stock market. It's arguably the most hands-off way of building long-term wealth. Now, I do, of course, want to move on to the metals, but really quick before I do, only because we're talking about stocks, I just wanted to issue a quick friendly reminder that you can get started by getting 12 free or up to 12 free fractional shares by downloading Webull and funding your account. You could deposit as little as you want, even as little as a penny. It still works, it still counts. You still get your up to 12 free fractional shares. And for every friend you refer up until August 15th, Webull's going to give you up to 100 free fractional shares per referral. Don't pass up on an opportunity. Webull link in the description. If you don't want the stocks, go and get them anyway. They're free. Why would you not? Then just sell them. Congratulations. Now you have the cash to go and get you some silver and gold if that's what you want. Webull link in the description. Okay, now, moving on to the silver and the gold. This is another way of paying yourself, and this is one of the main ways that I've been paying myself for the last almost 5 years. When I get my paycheck, or actually I learned about this from a friend of mine who introduced me to silver. He told me that every time he gets his paycheck, I think back then, I think he said he would get paid every week. So he said every single week, every Friday, whatever, whenever he got his paycheck, he would cash it, and he would go over to his local coin shop and he would pick up 2 silver eagles, or 2 ounces of silver. Now, at the time, I didn't understand why in the world he was even doing this. But then, as time went by, I started to understand. It took me a little while to actually jump in, but eventually I did. And I did at an incredible time. And I've been paying myself in mostly silver, but also a little bit of gold from time to time, ever since. Now, of course, the previous example I just gave is a way of paying yourself, but it's more delayed. Getting silver and gold, on the other hand, that's a way of paying yourself today. That's a way of getting your hands on something right here, right now. It's in your possession, and you can build it. You can go from a small pile of metals to a mountain of metals. And it doesn't really take all that much. Sure, small steps. Many of us don't have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars left over at the end of the month to go and get, I don't know, 5 ounces of gold. How nice would that be to have enough cash at the end of the month to go and pick up 5 ounces of gold? $10,000 right there. Many of us don't have the cash. We don't have the currency to go and get ourselves hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of ounces of silver every month. Some of us do. If you do, good for you. Wish I could do that. Maybe one day. But either way, small steps in the right direction eventually take you to where you want to go. Not to be confused with small steps in the wrong direction, because you can walk wherever you want. You can walk straight into that tree if that's what you want to do. Small steps in the right direction, the correct direction, will absolutely 100% without a doubt take you to where you want to go. Even if that means picking up 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 troy ounces of silver at a time. Hey, if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. It's a whole lot better off than not stacking any silver at all, at least in my opinion. Now, like I said, I already covered 3 out of 4 things in this video. The first one was the importance of paying yourself. The second one was kind of delaying paying yourself, or paying yourself in the future. The third one was being about paying yourself in metals. Now, I want to talk about one of the biggest reasons I pay myself right now. One of the reasons I pay myself today. One of the reasons I do everything that I do And if you intertwine it all, to working my job, to frugal living, to stacking the silver, stacking the gold, investing on a daily basis, putting the work in multiple small businesses, combined with the momentum that I have right now, I personally believe in the next 2 to 5 years, I'm going to be able to pull the trigger on something massive. And this is something that's probably going to come as a surprise to many of you. And I'm going to let you know exactly what that is as soon as I open up what's inside that box that's sitting in a tree. What in the world is that? Oh man, that's weird. Check this out right here. I stuck that in the tree prior to hitting record because I knew that this was something that I was going to want to talk about. I'm going to head on over to that bench right there and I'm going to show you what's inside. And this is actually pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's not silver or gold. I wish it was silver. I wish it was gold. This is something that I desperately need right now because it's hot and humid out here. I'm dying of thirst. Check this out. Something that I haven't picked up in probably 2 years. A little bit of GFuel. Or should I call it DYDSS fuel? This is an energy formula that I used to drink before I was even stacking silver. Funny enough, before I was stacking silver, I used to actually make videos doing taste tests and reviews of different GFuel flavors. I got like 50 different flavors to choose from. This one is called Peach Rings. Never tried it before, but it sounds delicious. I'm going to be doing a taste test in the middle of a future video, but for now I'm going to put this back in the box. I just wanted to show off what I got. I'm really excited to try this out. If anybody wants to get a tub of GFuel, I'm not sponsored by them, but I do have a $5 off coupon. I will leave it linked in the description, so if anybody's interested in trying out some GFuel, it's sugar-free, super low calorie. It's not one of those energy drinks that get you all jittery and wired out. It has about as much caffeine as a cup of coffee, and it's packed with a ton of vitamins, and it's designed to enhance your focus and endurance and stamina and just wake you up, not get you all crazy. So GFuel, link in the description if anybody wants $5 off their first purchase. Okay, so moving away from all of that, I wanted to also talk about why I do what I do and why I'm pushing so hard right now and why I am doing everything in my power, making absolutely no excuses, waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning just to get my day started every single day. There's a reason for all of this. There's a method to the madness, and that's because there's something enormous that I plan on purchasing, and that would be my first piece of real estate. And no, my first piece of real estate isn't going to be a rundown house, like a fixer-upper to flip. Nope, that's not what it's going to be, and it's also not going to be a rental property. At least not right off the bat, anyway. My first piece of real estate is going to be something a little bit more unconventional, and I've sat down and had conversations with my accountant. I even talked to somebody about the bank, somebody at the bank. I talked to a financial strategist. I talked to a planner. I talked to a lot of different people, and I took little pieces of information from each of them so I can run with this idea and do it in the best way possible. My idea is to buy a small house, small, medium, just a modest size house. I'm just one guy. What do I need a mansion for? I don't even have the currency to get a mansion. I probably never will. But my plan is to buy a modest size house and turn it into a business house. I want close to 80% of the entire house and the land that it's on to be dedicated to the business that I'm running. Turn it into a content machine. Of course, there are certain things you can't get away with, like the main bedroom, the bathroom, the kitchen. Sure, that's for personal use. Every other inch of the house, I don't care how many other bedrooms there are. I don't care about the living room. I don't care about the basement. I'm turning all of it into my own personal fulfillment center. Don't mind that alarm. That's my warning to tell me to wrap up the video so it doesn't get too lengthy. But if you're in the VIP club, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I've gone into full depth in the VIP club about exactly what I plan on doing with this business house, as I like to call it. And I'm going to be turning every room possible into something related to the business. That way I can stop having to go all over the place. I don't have to go over here for this reason. I don't have to go over there for that reason. No, it's all right there on site. And to me, it just makes the most sense. And I think it can really just launch everything to the next level. And for my videos where I have the camera just on a tripod pointed down at the table with some silver and gold on display, no one would even notice a difference. If I go out in the backyard to the DYDSS trail, no one would even notice the difference. Except everything is on site, everything is way more convenient, and I believe it would probably launch everything. Like, I think everything would 10x. But anyway though, I gotta head out of here. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, subscribe to my second channel. Hold on, let me pull up the picture. Subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Go and get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. Come and join us in the VIP club for giveaways, live streams, deal alerts, and a whole lot more. And of course, make sure to go and get your 12 or up to 12 free fractional shares by downloading Webull and funding your account. You could deposit as little as you want, even as little as a penny. It still works, it still counts. You still get your up to 12 free fractional shares. And for every friend you refer, by August 15th, Webull's going to give you all the way up to 100 free fractional shares per referral. Don't pass up on an opportunity. Webull link in the description. Time is running out. If you don't want the stocks, go and get them anyway. They're free. Then just sell them. Congratulations. Now you have the cash to go and do really whatever else that you want to do with it. Webull link in the description. Pay yourself. Go and get your free stocks. Keep them and pay yourself. Sell them and pay yourself. Do what you need to do to pay yourself. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know once again, what are your thoughts on everything shared in today's video when it comes to paying yourself? Do you understand the importance of paying yourself? If so, how do you go about paying yourself? If you didn't understand the importance and now you do, how do you plan on going about paying yourself? Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.